Hey everybody, you are about to watch the documentary, the making of the documentary called uh, The Journey of Healing, which is a documentary about my son Kyrie and myself and what we went through during his storm as well as my storms. This documentary will get you familiar with exactly who I am, and it will give you the opportunity to um, hopefully be inspired and encouraged by anything that you may be going through when it comes to a mother and her child. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live or this video, and please feel free to share it with others or share with your child. All right, so there's going to be like no pauses in it, so you guys will really get to see the raw coverage of me starting and stopping because I'm actually taping on a whole nother camera. So I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. All right, so did you press it already? Okay. All right. So, okay, so it's going to sound kind of crazy because I'm not starting the video like I would start a video. You know what I'm saying? Because the start is got to be filmed with Kyrie, and he's not here yet. So we're going to start in different portions of me just talking about, what I went through and stuff like that, and what we went through and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll fill in the blanks when Kyrie comes and then put it all together. All right. All right. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Growing up in Baltimore, Maryland, I became the mom and wife at 14 years old of, wife of my ex-husband, Mr. Delroy Smith, and the mom of Kyrie Smith. And it was really a scary time. It was really a bit strange because, of course, no one at 14 years old is ready to be a mother or a wife. However, I had to jump into both of those tasks, and God just pretty much blessed me to be able to make it through because here I am today, 34 years old. My son is 19 years old. Unfortunately, I am divorced, but my son and I have made it through so much together as a mom and as a um, son. We just like pretty much kind of winged it because like nobody knows how to just automatically be a mom and nobody knows how to just automatically be a son. It's just something that comes naturally, and God has blessed those natural feelings and emotions to kind of fall in place. Okay, so all right, so you guys, again, you're seeing like the raw footage, so we're gonna be starting and stopping and all that kind of stuff and fill in all the gaps later on. So all right, so what I want to do is I'm telling the journey. So I'm going to be talking about myself and getting up to March the 6th, 2016, when the situation happened with Kyrie. So just remembering where I left off and stuff like that, like it's important, right? So, okay. So, okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Growing up in Baltimore, Maryland is definitely not easy, and raising a child in Baltimore, Maryland is even harder, especially when you are becoming a single mom at a young age. And pretty much from the beginning to now, I've been a single mom. Being married was an experience unlike any other. It wasn't a true marriage. It wasn't a committed relationship, whereas though I really had the support from my husband. Unfortunately, he was young as well. He was only 19 years old when we got married. So he was still a kid himself. And he wasn't ready for marriage. So unfortunately, that kind of left me to be the mom and dad to my son. And over the years, I had 9 more children. So I had made the decision to move out, and leave my ex husband when Kyrie was very young, because I knew that it was the best thing to do. It was better for him to be brought up in an environment of just love as opposed to be brought up in a household full of arguing, fussing, a mom that's crying all the time because, when you're in a relationship with somebody who's not really in a relationship with you, you tend to feel insecure, and you tend to feel like, okay, I'm not good enough, and those feelings only create a really bad situation and a really bad aura and home for your child. And I no longer wanted to provide that for my child. And I wanted to make sure that my child, as well as the children that I was having at the time, because I had 3 children by the time I divorced my ex-husband, I wanted to make sure that they were surrounded by love. I wanted to make sure that they were able to feel love, and not have to witness anything other than that. Not, see their mom crying all the time or see their mom fighting with their dad all the time. I wanted to make sure they just grew up in an environment full of love. And I was blessed to have the support of my mom and my dad and my brothers, and that helped me to be able to raise my son. So making a decision to move out and get a divorce and start all over on my own with 3 children at 18 was horrific, but it was needed. So that's pretty much where my journey left from 14 to 18, being married and having 3 children, and still having this son who needed his dad but didn't have his dad. But one of the things I remember about Kyrie being that young is that he was always full of energy. Anybody who has a son, like boys are just full of energy. He was a happy kid, but as he started turning about 4, he started to go down a path of just being sad and angry. And I was thinking, like, what in the world is going on? Why is he angry? Why is he sad? What's happening? And I kept asking him, like, what's going on? And he had no answer for me. He was 4 years old. So, of course, at 4, he didn't know what was going on either. He had no clue as to why he was acting out and enraged in the way that he was. So I fast forward to him going to school. Once he got in school, oh my God, once he got in school, it was like crazy, because every day there was a phone call from the school, from the teacher. Kyrie is fighting. Kyrie is beating up this little kid. Kyrie is terrorizing the classroom. Kyrie, oh my gosh, Kyrie. And I was thinking, okay, by this time I'm like 19, and I'm like, what in the world am I supposed to do? I'm going to school, I'm working, I'm trying to, provide a household for my kids. I'm taking the kids to daycare every day. And I'm like, every day I'm having to stop what I'm doing to go to the school for Kyrie. So I said, okay, something has to give. I have to get this boy some help. And I decided to get help for him at a place called Life Renewal Services, which is like an outreach program for young kids. And this program was in the inner city, very heavy. There were young men that came out and were like big brothers to kids, So I knew one of the people that worked there, and I decided to allow him to take Kyrie to go and, see what's going on, give him some extra time or whatever. The doctor that worked at that program decided that Kyrie needed to be on a medicine called Risperidol. And he said that Kyrie had ADHD. Every child in Baltimore City, and probably all over, probably has ADHD, and so I didn't know at the time. I'm young, and I'm thinking, okay, this is a solution. Okay, they just told me what's wrong with my son. Now is the time for me to get him some help. Let me get him on this medicine that they're telling me is going to help him, change him, fix him. Okay, let's do it. So I put him on the medicine, and the very first day, it was a Monday, I started him on the medicine. That Monday, he was on his way to school, and I said, oh, take this pill. This is going to calm you down so that you have a good day at school. When I picked him up from school that day, he was like a zombie. It was crazy. It's something I'd never even seen before in a child. He went from this, Ma, can I do this? Ma, can I do that? I want to go outside and play, playing with his friends, running, just ants up all the time. He went from that to literally like staring at me quietly, and it was like so spooky and scary. I'm like, what in the world is wrong with you? So I'm like, okay, something is just not right. This medicine clearly is not doing the right thing. And a lot of parents that I talked to were telling me that first day for them was that first day of peace for them, because their child wasn't running around, their child wasn't being bad, it wasn't torturing anything, their child was just quiet, and that was peace for them. But for me, that quiet was scary for me. It wasn't peaceful for me. It was like, something's wrong with my son. This is not right. So the next day, I didn't give him any medicine. I'm like, okay, let's see if he comes back around. he's still in this like zone where he's just like, Mom, can I have something to drink? Mom, can I get something to eat? He's like totally zombified, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm tripping. This may be, his body is getting used to it. So I call a doctor. They're like, oh, this is normal behavior. This is good. His body will get used to it. And, no need to be alarmed. Everything will be okay. I'm like, okay. Tuesday, I pick him up from school. Same thing. Wednesday, same thing. Wednesday, he had a doctor's appointment at the eye doctor. And I took him to the eye doctor, and I had my other kids there, and they're all getting eye appointments. And the doctor is like, Kyrie's just like sitting in the doctor's. We're in the mall. And we're in the mall where Kyrie just loved. Like, that was his playground. When we got to the mall, that's when he showed out. But this particular day, he's like just sitting there at the doctor's office waiting to be called. I'm like, okay, this is not okay. Like, we need to go to an emergency room. And I'll never forget my mom was saying, did you give him too many pills? And I'm like, no, he's only supposed to take half a pill. I gave him half a pill. And so the doctor calls him in and does the eye exam. And the doctor comes back to me and says, what have you given him? Because his pupils are dilated. Something's not right. I can tell that he's on some type of medicine. So I told the doctor said, no, I don't think that's a good medicine. You need to, research that medicine. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, I'm glad I'm not going crazy like I thought I was. I thought maybe I was the parent that was tripping, because all the other parents I had talked to were saying like, girl, you should be happy. He's quiet. He's sitting down. He's not running around. He's not destroying anything. You should be happy. But at 4 years old, you should be a happy kid. So it wasn't about my happiness. It was more about his happiness. And I could see that just from Monday to Wednesday, my son's happiness or his excitement, his childhood had immediately changed. And I thought to myself, no, I'm not going to do this. Take him to the doctor, see if we can get it out of his system and see what we can do. I took him to his doctor. His doctor was like, it's nothing we can do until it just like comes out of his system. Never gave him another pill, never treated him for anything like that again. That was it. I was done. Okay, y'all, I'm hot, so I had to take a break, fan myself, get myself together. You got something to say? What you got to say? You want to come over here in the camera and tell everybody who you are? Yeah. All right, come on. This your brief interview. Yeah, boy. So what you want to talk about?
I want to talk about...
I can hear it.
The video on Sunday.
I know, but this video is on.
I'm turning it down, Mom.
Why? Why, y'all?
You're not even doing nothing to you.
I want to talk about...
Go ahead, tell them what you want to talk about.
I want to talk about ABCs.
Your ABCs? Go ahead.
When I first learned my ABCs, I didn't know I wrote them.
You what? Put your feet down and sit down the correct way.
When I first learned my ABCs, I didn't know I wrote them.
You didn't know you learned them?
Mm-mm.
So what did you think had happened once you learned your ABCs for the first time?
I changed ABCs and I changed your X.
Huh?
I changed my ABCs.
So sing your ABCs for everybody watching. You see you on camera?
B.
No, sing it right, Tank.
G.
Tank, sing it right.
O. L. P. Q. R. S.
Yep.
T. U. V.
Keep it going.
W. Y.
All right.
And I know ABC. Next time, will you sing with me?
Everybody. So you guys, you need to sing ABCs with my son, because yeah, he was enjoying that. Right? Is there anything else you'd like to tell anybody? Tell everybody?
I don't know.
You don't know? It's got to be something else you want to say. So since this is a documentary about your big brother Kyrie, you want to tell him something about Kyrie? How you feel about Kyrie? How you feel about her? This was Kyrie, y'all. But it was like times 10. All right, sit down, Stank. You gotta stay still if you're gonna be on the set.
What does it say?
What you want right now?
A chair?
Yeah. So if you want to be on it, you gotta be quiet. You gotta. I mean, not be quiet. You gotta.
Mom, can I hit Kamani back?
Absolutely not.
She just hit me.
Okay, well, Kamani, apologize right now.
Mom, she was about to smack me. No, I wasn't.
Châu đi xe cho chú chú cho nói chuyện I'm not really okay.
Okay. All right, you gotta get off the set. It's over. Say bye to everybody. No, you can't stay because mommy's like talking to people right now. Come on, get down. No, Stank. No, I'll bring you back. Come here, Kim, this way. So you guys see, look, I have 7 girls and 2 boys. Kyrie's my first child. Cameron is my last child. God knew like I needed to have a break from boys. I was thinking every year, like, where's my boy? Where's my boy? Where's my boy? And then God's like, no, I'm gonna wait because you went through a lot with your first boy. So I'm gonna wait to give you another boy. This is so nasty, y'all. I'm trying to get my stomach down. So, all right, hold on. We're about to start back up. I hope you guys are enjoying this documentary that I'm making, well, the making of this documentary for my son called The Journey of Healing. I haven't even got to how our journey of healing began. And of course, I will get to that. This is the recording part because I'm going to put it all together. I'm going to put all the videos together. When my son comes, I'm going to put all of the videos together and make a really nice documentary because I think our story is important to be heard. You know, as much as it's hard to talk about things that you go through that are like heart-wrenching, you know, God has blessed me with the ability to speak. And I know that my pain has purpose, that everything that I go through has a purpose. There's a reason for it. And so this journey of healing that I'm talking about with my son, you know, of course, during the journey, and I'm still in the journey, but during the beginning of this journey, I was thinking to myself, like, why me, Lord? Why? Like, why? Who wished this upon me? You know, I was thinking, like, how could this be happening? How could I be going through this? And my son, you know, has been just this like through so much as well, you know. So I was thinking, like, how could this be happening? And then after I got through the journey, or once I got to the point of the journey where I could understand and I could actually sit down and be still and be calm, then I was able to know in that moment, like, oh, okay, God, this is the reason you had me go through this, because you blessed me to be a vessel for you. You blessed me to be a vessel to deliver messages to other people so that when they go through it, they'll know, oh, okay, this is what I should or shouldn't do. Or this worked for her, maybe it'll work for me. And, you know, just to share, you know, sometimes we go through things in life and we think, like I was thinking during that time, you know, we think, oh my God, why me? Like, this has to be just me, you know. And then if we find out somebody else went through it and their circumstances or situations is one way, then we're thinking, okay, that's going to be me too. So I pray that this documentary that I'm sharing opens the door for many other moms or even dads that may have gone through what I went through with my son, Kyrie, are able to make documentaries too, tell their stories. I pray that it opens up their heart and their eyes to understand that their story has a purpose, that their pain has purpose, and that what they went through or what they're going through, it's all for a greater reason, you know, and not to allow their stories to make them feel like they're ashamed, or to make them feel like they should keep it to themselves. Like, don't keep nothing to yourself. You know, we always share the good and exciting things that go on in our life. We're like super ready to tell somebody, you get a new car? Oh my God, I got a new car. Praise the Lord. Let me tell you about this new car. You know, if you get some new clothes or you get something good to eat nowadays in 2018, if you got something good to eat and it look good and it tastes good, you out to dinner, you snapping pictures and you sharing it with people. Girl, I got this dinner. I don't went Alfredo is my favorite, right? So if I'm out to dinner and I got Alfredo, oh, you better believe you get a Snapchat of that, or you get a picture of that. You know, so it's easy for us to share the good things that God blesses us with, where it just looks good on the surface, you know. And then the things that we go through that are hard, that are heart-wrenching, that tear us apart, the things that we go through that are ugly, and it seems like, oh my God, I don't want anybody to know that I went through this. Those are the things that we tend to try to keep to ourselves because we start to feel ashamed of what it is that we're going through. And then sometimes we're just confused about whatever it is that we're going through. And so we don't share it as easily, you know. And I think that it's okay that we don't share it as easily. However, I don't think that it's okay that we don't share it at all. I think that those are the things that we should share. Those are the things that we should talk about, because God is allowing us to endure it and allowing us to experience it for a reason. There's a reason behind it all. There's a purpose behind it all. Me being a single mom with 9 children, and none of my children's fathers are a part of their lives. And I used to be ashamed to say that. I used to be ashamed to say fathers. I used to be ashamed to say that. I used to be scared to say that, like fathers. It scared me because I was like, oh my God, like people are going to judge me. Like, oh, I knew she was a hoe. I knew she was a thot, not knowing I was married twice and in relationships with the men that I have children with. However, now at 34 in 2018, I'm not ashamed at all. And I understand that it's okay for me to say fathers. And there's a need for me to say fathers because there are other women out there who may be feeling ashamed, who may be fearful to say fathers, to admit it to themselves and to talk about whatever it is that they're going through in their situation of being a single mom. So again, I pray that this documentary is a blessing to anybody going through anything. When it comes to being a single parent, or when it comes to a child's struggle or a hardship or whatever the case may be, I pray that this here, what I'm doing, opens that door. Like, okay, I'm gonna talk about my story too. I'm gonna tell my story too. Or I made a post the other day, and the Women United, not Women United, what is it called? Mothers of Black Sons United. I made a post the other day about just a piece of this journey of healing that I went through with my son. And I'm telling you, immediately, people were, I had fell asleep and took a nap, right? I posted it. I promise you, this is exactly how I had it, right? I swear. Okay, hold on a second. Yes. You is it an emergency? You need me to stop?
No, it's not an emergency.
Okay, well, you interrupted my interview.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna need you. Yeah, okay. What happened? When your grandma's here. But yeah. So I forgot what I'm saying. Oh, I made the post, right? And I fell asleep after I made the post because I had like a really rough morning. It wasn't cute. And so I made the post and fell asleep, woke up an hour later, and my phone is like going off. It's like, just keep going off. And I'm like, who in the world is this? Like, who is this? And I look and I see that it's the group Mothers of Black Sons. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was in tears, bawling, falling apart, y'all. Because the comments were breathtaking, you know, to have my son's story shared, just a piece of it, and have people already connect with my story, hear my story, and understand it was amazing. Okay.
I don't know if this is an emergency, but he has 2 bumps on his wiener.
Oh yeah, that's not. No, he gonna be okay. He's gonna survive.
But that's probably what's hurting him.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
My grandson has a diaper rash. Diaper rashes, y'all know, are really ugly, and his mom was just concerned. She wanted to know if he was going to survive because he had some little bumps down there. But thankfully, it's a little different when a baby got it. When an adult got it, you better go get yourself checked. You know what I'm saying? Because it might not be a diaper rash if you're an adult and got some bumps down there. So,
Mom, they baby.
hold on. I know. We're waiting the people. Why don't you show the people your teddy bear real quick? I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, what you did?
I didn't even play.
Okay. We almost ready. We about to start the next section. I know I'm hot. Are y'all hot? Because I'm hot.
Mommy, I can get my teddy bear.
Your teddy bear?
I know you.
What you doing?
what is it?
I need it. Okay.
And then Jordan.
All right, y'all. We about to start again. It's gonna be a long night trying to get this right. But I bet you I will. Oh, yes, I will. All right, almost ready. Almost ready, baby. Almost ready.
Start.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, Kyra. Come here. Let me talk to you, little girl, before I go on camera.
She wants to tell you something.
Yes, let me tell you something, little girl.
And tell me something.
Let me tell you something. First of all, that's for girls. Hold on.
Mom, can I do yours?
Kamani said I don't need them done.
You really don't, because in the video
I'm
you can't see them.
Okay, so look, it's don't matter. In the video you can't see it, so hold on. Hold the dice, chick.
Chick. Little chick.
Wait a second. What was that? Okay, so listen, when I was recording a few minutes ago, I could hear every tap that you was doing over there. I could hear all of that stuff. Could you get up off this floor?
Oh. I'm looking at my hair.
Okay, can you fix my carpet again?
Sorry, y'all.
That's my daughter, Kyra. Wait, come back. Come say hi, because you're in the documentary now. Come say hi. Say hi to everybody.
Guess on the show. I'm dancing so bad.
You're a guest right now in this brief moment of this documentary. So, hold on.
I'm gonna get him.
No.
So, hey, Kyra.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
How old are you?
11.
So you're 11.
Mm-hmm.
And so in 2006, March of 2006, how old were you?
Huh?
You were 9.
Yes, I was 9.
and so you remember what your brother went through?
Yes.
And so this is on the making. This isn't on like real the one, but it's good that it's on the making because you have moments where you can talk about how you felt. So how did you feel about
I
it?
felt scared and sad, and worried.
You were worried?
Yes.
Why were you worried?
Because I was worried. First of all, I was worried what happened to him, and after I was worried what he was going to do to himself, and yeah, stuff like that.
So you were pretty much scared.
Mm-hmm.
Did it bring you and your brother closer?
Yep.
It did? How did it bring you closer?
Because we were getting along and
You all already had like kind of a tight bond. You all were kind of like close already, right? Because you play basketball and you're like tomboyish a little bit. And so you guys wrestled and played and stuff like that.
Yep.
So what would you? Yes. So what would you tell other kids that are your age that may have a brother or a sister that go through some scary things? What would you tell them? How would you tell them to deal with that?
Well, I would tell them don't worry as much, and I would tell them to stay in their rooms. What's happening?
What's happening? Stay in their rooms.
I will tell them that everything's gonna be okay because it's gonna come back to normal and stuff, and just like get along and communicate more.
And communicate more. And what's the main thing we did that you think helped the situation?
When we made his room and stuff, and we built him stuff and stuff.
Oh yeah, you did build him stuff. What you build him?
Well, I made him a card, and what did we build him?
Y'all made posters.
Oh, we made posters.
And you helped with decorating his room and stuff. Yeah, and we kind of got like all his favorite stuff, right?
Yep.
And that was fun. So what's something you want to, since Kyrie's not like watching this right now, he may watch it later on because he's not in this part of the making of the documentary. What's something you want to tell him now about how you feel about everything?
I want to tell him that I want to tell him like how I feel or
how you feel
right now.
Yeah, after everything.
I feel happy and a little bit worried because he don't live with us, and yeah.
Oh, it worries you because he doesn't live here anymore. You want him to move home?
Yes.
Y'all see that? That was funny, right? She was worried, and then she just changed that all up when it came to him moving back home. Why you don't want him to move home? Because you have his old room?
Yep.
So what if we like make space?
And then he can move back here and help more often with his dogs. And stuff.
Right. Okay, well thank you so much for coming and and what? Cameron's crazy, but thank you so much for coming and sharing your feelings about everything with us. It's so sweet of you. Thank you, boo.
You're welcome.
Bye, Kyra.
Bye.
And that was Miss Wiggles. Okay, complete silence, please. We're going back.
To me?
Okay, one. Not you yet. Back it up. 1, 2, 3. So after moving from my parents and totally being away from my ex-husband, we went through a stage also with Kyrie where Kyrie would have night terrors, and he would wake up in the middle of the night screaming, crying, shaking. I never knew what was wrong with him. I didn't understand what was going on. I just was, kind of clueless like to what was going on. I had never even heard of night terrors. So immediately I just thought, okay, he's just having a bad dream, until there were nights that I would wake up and like the way my house was set up is my bedroom was on the 3rd floor. Kyrie's was on the 2nd floor. And when you come down my steps, like from my bedroom, it was his room. So just imagine like coming down some steps and the first room is his room. So I would hear him screaming, crying, and I would run down the steps and standing there. He would be like standing there in the doorway crying. Half the time he would have on like his underwear and nothing else, or he would just have on a t-shirt and his underwear, and he would just be screaming, crying, tears, snot it used to freak me out. Like, I know this is nasty, right? And TMI, but he would have snot like draining from his face. And I was so terrified because I was like, it's an image that I'll never get out of my mind, no matter how many years go by, because it's like, as much as a mom, my motherly instincts was to grab him, hold him, cuddle him. I was afraid, I was scared because this was not normal. But for me, he was my son. So my initial, the first few times was like, stop at the end of the step, like, what is wrong with you? And he would never speak. He would be what I call in zombie mode. He would just be standing there, eyes just glaring and not speaking, not saying anything. And so I would pick him up, hold him, cradle him, clean his face off, get him back to sleep, lay with him for a while sometimes. He had his own bedroom, and his bedroom was like so cute. It was a bunk bed in there, decorated. It was all his. And so I'm like, is the room too big? Does he need to be in a smaller room? Like, what should I do? Like, what is making him cry like this? I did not understand. And once I talked to the doctors about it, they said, oh, it's night terrors. Maybe you should, they referred me to a program. They said, maybe you should allow him to take the program. So I called John Hopkins and I'm inquiring about the program. I'm telling them what I'm going through with my son. At the time, he was about 3 years old. No, he was older. He was 4. So 4 years old, and I'm at the doctor's office, and they're telling me like the sleep study program that they had is available, but I would have to leave him there, and I could not stay. That was a whole no. So I was like, okay, sleep study's out. What else do I do? And so I did what I only knew to do, and that was to take my son home and pray over him. Go home and pray. And that's what I did. I took him home and I prayed over him every day. Growing up in the Islamic community and growing up as a Muslim, we learned that there are certain surahs, which are prayers that are read in Arabic, that you can play that will take away any demonic spirits or evil spirits that may be around. So I started playing those surahs in my house out loud. I would play them on my stereo system, to try to just get the evil spirits away. I was thinking like, okay, the spirits are trying to possess my baby. My brother, my younger brother ended up moving in with us, and he witnessed, what Kyrie was going through, and he did the same thing. And so after about maybe 6 months, of just the praying, just trying to just figure out what's going on, but mostly the praying, Kyrie just pretty much turned back into a regular 4-year-old. He started just sleeping at night. He was still a little bad little boy, but as far as running around, terrorizing people and, fighting and stuff like that, but he was sleeping. And that meant the world to me. Kyra, I can hear you on those skates.
My bad, Mom.
No, it's not your bad. It's you get out my living room. All right, y'all.
It's my turn?
It's your turn. Yes, come on, boy. It's your turn. Come
You
on.
already have it.
Okay, let him have 2 turns. Is he the baby or is he not the baby? He is the baby. Hello. Okay, so Cameron, you're back on the show. Hey, boo. How are you? And so we're talking about your big brother, Kyrie. And do you remember when Kyrie went through something that was a little bit scary? You do?
Yeah.
Is this camera interview or Kyra's? Okay. So what do you remember about it?
When he used to run around.
First of all, I hope your feet are like not on camera. Okay, yeah. Put them down because that's not cute. It's not a cute situation. It really isn't. Tell us who your teddy bear is. Tell us about your teddy bear.
My teddy bear is white
Kyra, Kayla, come on in. Can you go take that dog out? Put him out back. Cause I can hear him.
And that a red in it.
They got a red dot in it, but what's your teddy bear's name?
John.
John. Was that a net? What's that? Your teddy bear's name is John? That's a cute name. That's a sweet name. Where did you get that name from?
I just thought of it.
You just thought of it?
Mhm.
Oh, that was cute. How about naming your teddy bear like I don't even have a name. So
My
how about it be a girl teddy bear? Let's have a girl teddy bear. What's a girl name you like? Sky. Love it. That's the teddy bear name, Sky. Okay, so do you want to say anything to your brother before we go back on? Is there something you'd like to say to your brother, your big brother?
And
You don't really have anything to say? You just wanted to get behind the camera? Oh, okay.
all decision.
What you want to say, baby?
I want to say my teddy bear name.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for sharing your teddy bear's name with us.
You're welcome.
All right, bye, baby. You are right now. You are tuned into the making of the documentary of The Journey of Healing, which is my son, Kyrie, and my journey of healing. So I'm pretty much recording from another camera. And Cameron's journey of healing. I'm sorry. That's what he was doing, y'all. So I'm recording from another camera. I'm talking about things that pretty much took place between in the life of Kyrie and my life before now. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know that this is long, so if you're tuning in and tuning out, hey, I just appreciate you pressing play. So thank you guys for just checking it out.
Jump it.
Oh, I don't like how that looks. Let me see.
What's that jump through?
Maybe I should do it like this.
How's that
Why y'all ain't tell me that my lady's looking funny? Okay, so Kyra, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and start recording on that, right? But this is what you have to do. This is so. Cameron, let's not do that. Can you give me that water right there? Thank you.
water. Kami is water. That's the water. They're not gonna see me.
Who not gonna see you?
The picture, they're not gonna see me.
I don't know.
Can they see me?
Cameron! You see what I go through? Y'all see what I go through? Cameron, please get back. Either get back up there on the couch or go downstairs. Which one would you like to do? Don't hi him. Do me a favor and turn the camera back. Yeah, right there. Thank you. Thank you. Leave my son alone. Okay.
Okay.
I'm playing. Okay. So when I do like this,
I know.
oh, you know,
Yeah.
oh, you got this.
Yeah.
So how about they probably gonna know that? So I'm gonna just do like this, and that means stop. Okay.
Alright, do it like this.
No,
Do it like this.
that's gonna be dumb. They're gonna notice because I've been doing this like a couple times. So now I'm gonna go like this,
Or just go like this.
or I'm gonna just okay. You know what? I'm gonna do like this. Look at my ring. Okay.
Alright.
No, that's dumb. Wait.
I did
Okay, I'm gonna do something else. Hold on. Wait.
it. Do this, mommy.
What should I do?
Do this.
What?
Raise my hand.
Exit.
I don't really think I should raise my hand.
Do this.
Okay, I'm gonna just look away like this. I just do not like how this thing is. I gotta fix this. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna like look away like this. Okay, that's not obvious. All right, wait till they get that dog out. Like, what is going on? Camera, what are you doing? Cameron, what is happening? You don't know? You just having a really crazy moment? I'm getting phone calls doing taping. Hey, boo. Huh? Nothing. What's going on? Little big brother?
Kyrie coming back tonight?
Yeah.
Did y'all get rid of most of y'all trash? A lot of trash.
Nope, it's a lot back there.
So, alright. Looks still out there?
No, I think she left. Yeah, she did. She left. That would have been good to be able to drive me down there. Darn it. I could call and see if she coming back out this way.
No.
I could call and see if she coming back out this way. All right, I'm gonna hit you back. All right. Okay, sorry y'all. My phone just rings. Okay, hold on. Wait, let me take a stretch. Lord, I'm old, y'all. I gotta get up and stretch it out. Okay. And I am almost ready. Okay. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Y'all, when this weight come off me, let me tell you something. When I lose this weight, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem because I'm going to be all over the place because this weight has slowed me down. Like, I'm not one of those people to be like, lose weight because fat ain't in or like I have a fat complex or nothing like that because I really was loving the big girl status. I was loving all the curves. I just loved everything. But this weight, it's a lot to deal with. My legs, my feet be hurting. It's a lot to carry. So nobody got time. I gotta lose this weight. So God willing, I'll be in the gym soon. I'm trying to wait for these dogs to stop the noise. Go see what's going on, Kyra, and get off the iPad. See what's happening that they're not out yet. This is one of the things I've been told to drink to help get myself cleansed because I want to do a full cleanse before I like.
I fucked up, Mom. I'm taking the dog out, and I taking the dog out the other one crying. So
They should have took the one that's crying out first. Y'all hear him? He crying like that because my female is in heat. It's ugly.
Cameron. Don't start. Tell.
I don't know why she keeps telling me to pay him stop. As soon as they get him out, y'all, we're gonna go back and start and get it on. So if you guys don't know, I have a show called Rebuilding the Village Talk Show, which you are watching from right now, the YouTube page, because this is live via YouTube, not Facebook. But I also have a Facebook page. The Facebook page is Rebuilding the Village. I'm trying to think what I add. Yeah, Rebuilding the Village Talk Show as well. And I decided to do this show to provide a platform for stories like mine to be told, as well as to uplift the city and talk about good things that are going on, positive people, positive programs, uplifting programs, uplifting organizations. I started this because I knew it was important to do something that was different, something that wasn't the same as just entertaining people, but actually uplifting and inspiring people. And so it was important for me to do this show. So this Rebuilding the Village set that you see me on right now and this YouTube page that you see me on right now, I'll be doing a lot of things with this throughout the summer and as the months, once it gets a little warm outside, because I plan on going and being really in the community, showing you guys different parts of Baltimore, because I pray that this will go global and people all over the world will be able to watch the Rebuilding the Village and know about, not just the Freddie Gray situation, but about all of the things that go on in Baltimore. And so, yeah, this is Rebuilding the Village Talk Show, and I'm really happy that you're watching. Please hit that subscribe button. And you know what? Since you guys get to hear the dogs right now, maybe I should tell you guys about Puppy Obsessions. So I also have a company called Puppy Obsessions. Puppy Obsessions started back in 2009. I decided to start breeding dogs because I had always wanted a dog. Growing up, I wanted a dog. I always wanted a puppy. Can I get a puppy? Praying my dad was going to come home one day, surprise me with a puppy. And then I got married and I was like, oh, my husband's going to surprise me with a puppy. It didn't happen. So when I got my second divorce, I decided now is the time for me to buy myself a puppy. Go tell her she has to put him out. And so I decided I have to buy myself a puppy. And I did. And the puppy was so expensive, y'all. Yorkies. And look, here she is actually trying to get her way in this camera. But it's not going to happen. Miss Casey, my very first baby. Come on, take her downstairs.
I'm not doing it by myself.
Why you didn't get see her? I didn't help you.
Because I asked her to, she went in her
Tell her
room.
I said, come here.
Tell her to go get her. Every time I take
Yes, Mom. The puppy is happy.
Okay, bro. So, Puppy Obsession started back then. I got Casey, and I was thinking to myself, there are probably a lot of people who want puppies and can't afford it because puppies are very expensive, especially the cute small ones. So I decided to become a breeder, and I've been breeding ever since. In 2015, I expanded my toy poodle and Yorkie breeding business, and I listened to my son, who we're talking about tonight, Mr. Kyrie, and I got a pit. A blue pit, 2 blue pits. I said, we're going to get a blue pit. We're going to get 2 because we're going to need to be able to, have them in Puppy Obsessions as well. And so I started breeding blue pits in 2016. And it's been like really good. Like the pits are a lot different from the poodles and the Yorkies, of course, and the Shih Tzus. What else have I had? Pomeranians. They're completely different from small breed dogs, but they are. What else?
The pit bulls.
That's what I just said, baby. And so they're a lot different, but they're very loving dogs. They are sweethearts and they have personalities and that are just different. So as much as I was afraid of getting a pit bull, I recommend sometimes, people get pit bulls if they have the time and the patience for them. And if they actually have the home that is doable for them and a yard for them to play in and run in. Like, thankfully, God has blessed me to have a nice size yard. They can go out there and play, and things like that. So I would recommend definitely, if you are in the market for a dog, and especially if you're single, guys, especially if you're single and you want a playmate, you want a dog, pit bulls are definitely the way to go. Women, if you're single and you live alone and you have a house, you might want to get you a pit too, because they're protectors, they're companions, they are sweethearts. They definitely are great dogs, and blue pits are just gorgeous. The blue eyes and the gray coat is just gorgeous. So I definitely recommend it, not just because I breed them, but because they're gorgeous. You hear them crying right now because the female is in heat and the male just continues to want to mate with her. But, he can't have him kill her, so we're going to have to put him outside and let him play while we do this video. So right now you are still tuned into the making of the documentary of my son and I's story of the journey of healing. However, we've had many intermissions and you're getting to see the raw footage. So I'm just trying to keep you, tuned in. As soon as he stops, that noise will start again. I don't know why I keep on just singing, because I can't sing, but it just keeps coming out like that. Cameron,
I'm trying to get that.
if you don't get from underneath there,
That's me. That's me. That's it.
Kyra, can you move this camera over? Cameron, move it over.
Yeah.
Come over a little bit, yeah. Right there, that's good.
The camera moved it.
I did not. I didn't move.
I put diamond on it.
These big old
All
legs.
she gonna do is keep crying. I know.
What she said?
She put diamond outside, but she just want to keep crying.
Where's King at?
Every time I take them both off, they just cry.
Tiani. Come here. Oh, look, can y'all see that? Can y'all read that? That's like inspiring. The message, if you don't stay over there on that side of that camera, then mommy still needs you.
I know. She all she tried to do is put me in my bed. I just all looking at
Being a single mom is harder than anybody could ever imagine. Being a single mom with businesses, 1,000 times harder. Then you add on 10 dogs to that business and that household. Yeah. Okay. This is why I'm doing it this way. Because I knew it was not going to be easy. It would have been cute if I could have just did one full video and just got the documentary out there, right? I know what's going to do it. It wasn't going to work that way. Because this is my life. This is how things happen. Like it's not that easy. But I do know that we got to have to sum this thing up. All right, I'm ready, Kyla.
Okay.
Wait. Why is he still crying? Like, okay. So, hold on. Sian. Siani, come here. I just thought about it. I made them some chicken. Maybe the chicken will calm them down. Kyra, run down there and get the dog bowls. Come on, let's go. Run.
One. Mommy.
Yes.
Mommy.
So listen, I'm trying to get this channel. Cameron, I see you, love bug. I'm trying to get this channel some subscribes. Cameron, Nasir Hunishe King. Get from under there. It's not okay. It's really not.
Mommy. What? It's not funny and I don't know what it is.
I'm just patiently waiting. When she bring those bowls up there, I made the dogs some chicken. I bought them some chicken. Their food is downstairs right at the door. I mean, right down here at the bottom of the steps. Give them some food mixed with their chicken. That should calm them down. I wasn't going to feed them till 8, but I want to feed them early. And that'll be good. Maybe I should start feeding them earlier.
Yeah,
Than
that'd
8.
be good.
That way they can walk because it's not summertime. Cameron.
I'm not even under. You look.
Kara. I mean, Sammy. You can't make that much noise. 4 a.m.
This shit is cold.
Heat it. Yeah, I'm definitely want you to heat it. Don't heat it too hot because I don't want to burn your tongue. Kara, did you bring that bowl?
I'm trying to get that bowl.
Okay, go down there, watch your mommy down there, and tell her you need their bowls. Lord, I can't wait to lose weight because, again, when I lose this weight, you guys, I'm going to be all over the place. See who that is at the door, Kara? See. Cameron, Nasir, who is
I
shaking.
didn't try to get that.
So look, you know, on YouTube, you can comment. You can like actually comment in the comments. So if you guys have a story about your healing, your journey of healing, you know, or something that you went through with your child, you can kindly drop that in the comments and tell us about your story. Tell us about your journey and what you may have gone through, how you got through it, all of that good stuff. Like, share that with us because I know your story, just like my story, may help somebody, may help someone. So every story should be told. Every story should be shared. You don't see the rest of them come out?
No, I told her she was going in there to get them. I passed her those and she left out.
I cannot get the other one. I said that already.
Wait.
Get off of that.
No, see, I'm supposed to get on my head and do it.
Okay. I hate to have to like get off the camera for a second, but I'm gonna have to go do some things myself.
I'm going to go get them.
So,
Wait. Mom, can I be the visitor?
can you be the what?
The visitor back by the door?
What do you want to talk to them about?
I want to talk to them about what you were talking
What? About what?
about Kylie.
Okay, what would you like to say about Kyrie? Can you get your ball? What would you like to say?
I like to say, last time when he was screaming, that woke me up too. That one.
So wait, come here, come back. So you remember at nighttime when he was screaming
Mm-hmm.
and it woke you up? Can you please turn around and sit down like a big boy? And it woke you up? Wow. It's amazing that you can remember that. I don't know who that is playing that video back there, but if the video doesn't cut off in 5 seconds. So how did it make you feel when you heard him screaming? It made you feel sad? Wow. Can't believe you remember that. 'Cause how old were you? You're 6, you're 5 now. So
I mean,
you were 3. And you remember. So what else do you remember about that time? Let's put your foot down.
I remember when
Let me grab this.
when And me and Tommy always used to play basketball.
Y'all used to play basketball? And what else?
And he always used to tell me how to play football.
And he showed you how to play football? So, what's your favorite thing about your big brother?
He likes to play the same sport as me.
He like to play the same sport as you? And that's your favorite thing? Are there any things you don't like about your big brother? Oh, yay! That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. So, I'm gonna ask you what I asked your big sister. Because even though you're 5, you have like this huge mind and personality. So, what would you tell other kids that wake up in the middle of the night hearing their brother crying or screaming? What would you tell them they should do?
That's the thing.
Wait, hold on. I want to answer that question.
Okay. Well, you can come answer it after he answers.
He can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go see what's going on down there. Okay, welcome back, Kyra. Okay, so what would you tell me? So you remember that too?
Uh-huh.
You do?
Yep.
What do you remember?
That it was like early in the morning. And
Yeah, talk up there.
and we was getting ready for school. Well, we just woke up and we heard a glass thrown and we started screaming and crying. And that's when we just woke up and we were standing right there and we went back to our room. And I always tell kids to stay in their room. Wait, first they will go see what's wrong with him and then tell an adult if they're not woke, and then go to their room and get ready or just go back to bed.
But getting help is like the number one thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that was scary for you?
Yep.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with us, Kyra.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Cameron. Okay, you can go ahead and start pressing play because we're going to start again. Go, Cameron. Go ahead back over there. All right. Shh. You want to answer? All right, come on, Cameron, because you're not going to answer.
Is it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, come on. What would you tell kids to do? What should they do?
They should go to their mom or they should help him.
Oh, did he want to come over here with this sweet Lord? Come on. No, that was a good answer. Okay, go sit down, baby. Okay, so, Kamani, would you like to have a little piece of this before we start again? Would you like to come share?
No.
Okay. Isn't a dog down here?
Diamond's the only dog that's down there. And Quan just left. And I'm trying to figure out how he's gone. He didn't even take care of it. And his phone is off, so why do you keep leaving?
You left out the back door?
I don't know. He's been gone for a little while now because Kayla said he left. And I was out there, so he couldn't have left when I was out there.
You didn't leave out the front door. Okay, well, anyway, we're back. Okay, we're about to start again. So, okay, come on. So you can hit the phone. Watch out, Kyra. You can stay right there. All right, ready? Kyra, total silence. You always make some kind of noise, like totally silent. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So Kyrie, fast forward, past the age of 4 and all of those things that we went through at 4, I decided to move out of Baltimore City. I thought that was a good idea to have a fresh start somewhere else, and we moved to Columbia, Maryland. And it was the best decision I ever made in my life. This child who was so filled with anger that I didn't understand, and sadness, and just acting out in ways that was just not understandable to me.
Give me that phone a little bit.
What happened?
People keep calling.
And it stops it.
Yes.
Who called it? Because
Mommy.
Cameron, if you don't stop climbing on and under stuff, we're gonna have a whole situation.
was it on my messages thing?
No,
It wasn't on my.
Kyra, I'm doing it.
I didn't
Sometimes you
know.
don't even get smart with my friend.
Yes, don't get
I'm
smart
not
with
calling
friends.
her friend. It's not her friend. Kanaya, we're
Come to me.
making a video, and when you just called, it stopped the whole video. So you can't.
Tell her to join
call.
the YouTube live. I sent it to her. I tagged her in it.
You heard her? She said, join the YouTube live. She tagged you in it.
That's correct.
All right, but we doing a video, but when you just called, it stopped the video. So you can't like FaceTime the iPad.
I love you, Nana.
Love
Okay. All right, and one. Delete that last one.
Wait. Let me keep coming.
Sorry, just answering messages. Okay. And a 1, and a 2, and 1, 2, and quietly walk around, please, because I can hear you walking.
Stop. Cameron, stop.
Get out. Bye. Cameron, get out.
He be moving the chair.
Hi, Cameron. Didn't I say that you
Bye. Go ahead.
Yes, you
go turn some cartoons on for him, please, in my room? Who watches something? Okay, well, why don't you watch TV with Kaya?
Go tell Kai to come up and play right now.
Okay, Cameron.
Tell Kaya I said turn on some cartoons or something that both of you can watch together. Okay, and a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, and let's go. So fast forward to after experiencing all of that craziness that I went through with Kyrie, the night terrors.
Sienna, you gonna have to let her.
Girl, Sienna, run ahead. Tell those dogs that I said if they don't stop, they're going to square up.
But it's like every time I take King out the cage, Diamond cry. Every time I take Diamond out the cage, King cry.
Why you don't just leave them off right there in there
Just leave them out.
in the cage?
They all are in the cage.
Oh.
Every time I do that, they both start crying. Like, and then when I
These are some spoiled dogs that I have. Like, how do you spoil kids and dogs?
and Blue just sitting there. Like,
Okay, delete that and start again. Maybe they won't. Okay, 1, 2, and let's go. So fast forward to after Kyrie went through all he went through at 4, the night terrors and the craziness in the school, down to having to be put on medication, being taken off the medication. I decided by the time he turned 5 to move from Baltimore City to Columbia, Maryland. And that was like the best decision I ever made. It was an amazing transition. It was scary at first for Kyrie, but it allowed Kyrie to open up in ways that I never imagined. He just like flourished. Like, it was just seeing this sad, angry, confused kid turn into this happy kid. I remember there was a day when I went to his school in Columbia, and and the teachers and everybody had a meeting for him. They had assigned him like all these people because I'm sorry, I'm gonna start this again. Cameron, stop stomping. You do not have to act like that. Come up here.
I told him to go downstairs because they both was in the kitchen talking. You can
No,
hear
I
them.
didn't talk to him.
But that's Siani is older than he is. So what do you need out the kitchen, baby?
I was about to make myself some toast.
It's no bread, sweetie.
Hey Cameron, I just made you ravioli. You didn't even eat them
Come
all.
on in. Come on in.
I'm just saying, like, that's wasted food.
This is what you all fail to realize, and it really gets on my nerves. You were 5 years old before too, and you did the same things that he's doing. Y'all are not his mother. You're his sisters. So I'm gonna need y'all to act like his sisters and not his mother. I got this. If he wants to eat raviolis and not eat the whole bowl and make toast and not eat the whole toast, that's for me. I'm the one that buys this stuff. I'm the one that take care of him. So all of this that y'all keep on doing to him is really starting to get on my nerves. He's 5 years old. Now, Kyra, go in there and help him make that toast. Because it's not okay for you to treat him like that. When you were 5, I wouldn't allow anybody to treat you like that. When you were 5, I wouldn't allow anybody to treat you like that. So he's 5, and I'm promising you, you won't treat him like that. Y'all got it? Hello? Do y'all hear me?
I said, yeah.
Kyra?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all just be doing the most. Like, it's like the levels. Like, I gotta tell Kayla and them stop treating y'all a certain way because they treat y'all a certain way. It's like y'all grow into a certain age bracket and then y'all feel like, oh, now I can be a bully of this little kid. No, there are no bullies around here. This is a family, and y'all gonna treat each other the way I treat you. The way I treat you is the way you treat everybody else. Minus the telling what you do, people what to do. All right. Hold on. Because I'm hot now. Y'all done made me hot. Okay. 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Did you delete the other ones? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2. Go. Okay, so fast forward to Kyrie being 4 and going through all of the things that he went through at 4 years old. The being put on medication, the night terrors, the almost hospitalization and sleep study that he almost went through. After all of that, I decided when he was about 5 years old to go ahead and move from Baltimore City to Columbia, Maryland. I hate these songs right now. Oh, fuck. What? You know what this is? It's the devil. The devil don't want me to get this done. Okay. Stop and start one more time, please. Let me pray. Let me just ask God. God, please guide me. Please bless me to get this done. Please allow me to be successful with this, Lord. I know you will test me when I'm trying to do something that is important and something that needs to be done. You will test me to see if I will stay faithful in doing it. And Lord, I'm staying faithful and I'm asking for you to guide me, guide my words, guide my actions, and bless this to be an amazing documentary that helps other people and allow me to get it done ASAP. Amen. All right. Okay. 1, 2. Wait. God, please keep them dogs quiet and let these kids behave. Amen. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so fast forward to Kyrie being 4 years old and going through all that he went through at 4, being put on medication, being bad in school, being put in the principal's office like every other day, going through the night terrors and just everything that he went through, you know, at the age of 4. After that, once he turned about 5 years old, I decided to move from Baltimore City to Columbia, Maryland. It was an amazing and much needed transition for not just him, but my entire family, because Kyrie was suffering so much, you know, and I wasn't able to help him in his suffering because I didn't really know. We're going to have to tell him.
Go on there and deal with the dog.
Sons. I'm gonna beat y'all ASS's. Them
What?
dogs.
What what happened?
Then she's crying over there, over there, over there. Ah, check out my face. What is that finish, Barbara? How many finish?
I got cool off, y'all. Y'all know I'm old. The menopause be kicking in. Okay,
I think I won.
so we're gonna be silent, and then we're gonna try this one more time. You delete that last one.
So where is this thing? I want butter.
Cameron, you have to stop talking, baby. Okay, here we go. I hear all of that that's going on in that kitchen. I hear everything from the opening of the refrigerator to dropping stuff, all of that stuff. So I'm gonna wait till you guys finish in the kitchen, come out here, take a seat, and be silent.
Where's the, I don't know the, what's it called?
What?
The sugar and the, I don't know what it's
This is just out of control at this point. Y'all finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Be quiet. Okay. We're about to do that. All right, y'all gotta be really quiet, please. It's about to press play. Oh, come here, Kelly. Oh, dang, you can't even come over here. It's too much. You've been knocked over something. Y'all about to walk the dogs? Because that's what y'all should be doing. Y'all should be walking those dogs. Kelly, it's not funny. I'm so serious. See, you know you playing. Kelly, stop playing. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. So fast forward to Kyrie being 4 years old and going through things that 4-year-olds just shouldn't go through. Him having to go through, I guess, being depressed and lost, and him having to be placed on medication, even though it was only for 1 day. And just so many other things he went through at 4 years old, the night terrors and the just hardship that he went through at 4. Moving past that, I transitioned and I decided to move from Baltimore, Maryland to Columbia, Maryland. And it was an amazing transition. It was scary, but it was exciting. And it was really, really good for him. In the beginning, of course, for him, he was just like, what's going on? Because he left a situation in Baltimore City where people really just didn't care. You know, everybody just was kind of brushing him off as far as teachers and staff and stuff like that. To going to Columbia, Maryland, he immediately, had a team of teachers. He had a team of people wanting to help him. And that was kind of scary for him because, of course, he's still this kid. He's like 5. He was like 5 or 6 years old. And he's like, Mom, what is going on? Like every day, all of these people are always with me, asking me, am I okay? What's going on? What am I thinking? You know, he had all these questions, but it allowed him to open up in ways that he just couldn't while he was in Baltimore City. So the transition was amazing for us, even for the family. You know, my parents used to say, wow, like Kyrie looks so much better, or he's, you know, his skin looks better. You know, he's smiling more, things like that, you know. And so it was a really good transition. It was a really good time for us. I can hear everything in that background. Like, what part do y'all not understand about that?
Who's in the kitchen?
She told me to make him toe.
Okay, but I'm trying to figure out why you're slamming the cabinets.
The cabinet closed by itself when I was trying to get the
This is why. This is what it is. I'm so tired. We've been trying to do this for like 2 hours. I've been trying to do this for like 6 hours, but y'all been in here for like 2 hours. Cameron, if you don't stop running around this house, it's gonna be a problem. I just said like 30 times you could go watch some cartoons or something. All right. Where you think I'm going?
Who making that noise?
I see you trying to slide out, kid. I see you. I'm watching.
I can't love us.
Wow, what them big black trash bags that you hold your arms on?
Oh, wow. Kyra. Why? Why are you doing that? I don't even know. He didn't give them to me.
Hey, give it to you too?
They was on the kitchen table, the glass table.
Look in the kitchen, Kyra. See if you see. This is gonna be short.
It's no person.
This is about to be short. So listen, if you're watching this video right now, subscribe to my channel. Share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's okay. This video is horrible. It's all right. It's nothing happened. I'm recording, but the recording has been gone to shame.
You recording his butt?
Did you say his butt? Did you say that? It's not funny.
Yo, where's black trash bag?
Are you about to walk the dog?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
But I need a black trash bag to clean all this stuff up.
Well, let me go look for the black trash bags for you.
I want that, I want that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, man.
Because it seems like y'all need me to look.
Kyle, why you couldn't get up? Come on.
I did.
Oh, yeah, I heard you.
I told you.
Well, they have been running down there to those dogs for the past hour, and we've been trying to make this video for 2 hours. And so,
And I actually gave you a head start by getting all the clothes up in the running room. So they're welcome.
y'all heard that?
You gotta let these guys.
You live right now?
Yep,
It's not recording.
it is on YouTube.
Wow.
Because clearly it's not going to ever be where I can just make this video the right way in this house with these kids. Y'all see what my life is like? Yes, noise. That's a really good way to describe my life. Noise. Loud noises. Yeah, okay. As soon as they're done, We're going to continue.
No, I need my black pants out.
Your black pants.
Yeah, there you go.
I just cleaned my room earlier. What black pants did you do?
Yeah, I should do.
Crazy. I know you're probably like, what's going on? I'm waiting. Get off the skates. I'm way too good at good time. This is so nasty. Hold on, let me see what time it is.
It's like.
Oh yeah, I gotta stop this.
Let's not stop it.
Cause I said 8 o'clock is the cutoff point. Like 10 minutes away. So I gotta hurry and finish.
Well, tomorrow we have it.
Why?
I don't know. But we get to get Uncle Ness and we get to be free for the day. So we don't have to switch classes.
Well, that's wonderful.
I'm not in a trash man. I thought it was a trash man.
How gonna be lost and they just got here?
My favorite mistake all the reason.
Let me ask her. Who y'all riding with, Kelly?
This girl, this home, this little truck home.
And where y'all want to go? Just anywhere.
Yeah.
That's it.
What you doing?
That's not what you should be doing. Is this my life? Is it?
Hey, look, look at the that's right.
Somebody pinch me. Did you just? Yes, that is better. I actually like the one that. No, don't turn it off.
What about those lights?
What about your phone with that? What about your phone with that?
That let's fly.
I'm about to see it.
The plug is not plugged in, Kylie.
I thought you said you had to shut it.
I did, but then I thought maybe let me see. Yeah, no, it should be lit up.
Don't play ball right here on the floor.
We gotta play someone else thing. And I tell you.
Mom, let's do this. Look. Mom, let's do this.
Let me see.
Cameron, why do you always touch stuff? It's not no ha. You about to go downstairs.
I said that.
You about to go downstairs too.
Why is her hair? Daddy, we had to bro last night.
Huh? We took good and go.
He says it. Cameron! What was your point? You about to run downstairs.
It really even hit me.
Yes, you did. Yes, it did. It did. I know him. Well, roach. Make me. Now I'm gonna keep talking. Make me. Oh, that's what I thought. Make sure. Oh, that's what I thought. Hey, you're busted. You never let my showers let you. Look at speak. Big my speak. You. When I don't even know what's my first one.
Let that do.
I will get blue.
Let that do, Carver.
I'm about to go let blue out. So he can right hand and go cry. And then he gonna cry. Kari, why would you do that? Anyway, Kari, what you been doing? I thought y'all said y'all was gonna go skating. On Wednesday? But why didn't y'all go skating? He was living in where we live in Columbia.
Kevin said, Jason made it on the football to share the clothes.
Let me go see.
Okay, so I'm going to end this session because it's just been horrible. So I'm going to end this session and start over. You see, people singing in the background. It's just ugly. So I'll start again, but I'm glad that I did this way because when you actually get to see the documentary once it's fully made and the video comes out, you get to see what I go through to try to put these videos together and to try to do these lives personally. You got raw footage here. So thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.